Listen to this, Moors, and those who got pens, write this down. A ticket is a suit. And traffic court is listed under criminal court. But traffic is a civil matter. It starts off with a violation. And since it's listed as a criminal matter, you have a right to trial by jury. Now, when they gave you that ticket and you go into a courtroom, did somebody present you before you entered in that courtroom with indictment papers? Well, if you don't have indictment papers, that ticket is not prosecutable. Are you following me? Because it's a suit. And so if it's a suit, someone's claiming a reclamation of right against you for a violation of contract. And so if you violated a contract, then you must be indicted. Do they give you indictment papers when they give you tickets? No. Oh. Did you ever see a jury when you go to traffic court? Then that's a fraudulent court. Are you clear on that? So if you go into court for a ticket, since a ticket is a suit, you have a right to contest the suit. And don't call it a ticket. Call it a suit for the record. Say, for the record, your corporation has instituted a suit against me in the name of ticket Vibo Fetcher 135 dash municipal court guys here. And then you say, well, who's here suing me? The injured party, present yourself for the record, because I don't know. I ain't injured nobody.
So, Brother Taj, if we get a traffic ticket, say like a parking ticket or something, should we request?
See, this is what you must understand. And back up. We're not arguing, qualifying anything. You must understand that a traffic ticket is a suit. They're suing you.
Right. Don't
call a ticket. Okay. Just saying it a ticket or summons is really hiding its purpose, its meaning, its function. Its function is you're being sued by an artificial corporation for driving in an artificial corporation, not on the land.
So if I find
back up. Back up. Back up. If you understand what I'm saying to you, you will answer your own question. This is the corporate state. 1944. Somebody, let's start a corporation, Sears and Roebuck. 1944. You're driving in Sears and Roebuck, and we're going to charge you with parking in Sears and Roebuck. And of course, you $5.50 in course of court. And you say, oh man, I only got one job. Says, can you loan me $5? And wait a minute, Judge, excuse me. And well, you got $5. And we start agreeing to that. You don't agree to that. Excuse me. Excuse me. Now let me see. The state of New Jersey was established in 1944. This land was always here. So they ain't the land. It's a private corporation. Now, can a private and artificial corporation be injured? Can Santa Claus, did you cut Santa Claus? Oh, girl, sis, you in trouble. You hooked Santa Claus? You know how many millions of dollars are spent for Santa Claus every year? Oh, you really in trouble. And you take that serious, you just waived your rights. Do you understand? That's exactly what they do when they give you a ticket. They accused you of injuring an artificial corporation that was created in 1944 by European corporate heads that you are no part of anyhow, and said you was traveling through their papers.
So if I find one on my windshield, should I request to go into the courtroom? I mean, because you have the option just write a check, get rid of it, or whatever.
No, what you can do, this is two things. I suggest that you study. But if you're talking about rescinding it, what you can do is you take that and you make a copy of it, right? And then you send in a document to the courtroom rescinding any benefit from their private law, paper corporation. And always declare yourself the natural person, i.e., you can write on there, because usually they'll send you some kind of correspondence. And when you get that correspondence, you'll see written in all capital letters to the corporation that they're writing to. It's just that the corporate name sounds phonetically like your name, but it's actually a private corporation. Now, how you respond to that, whether you claim it as mine, like we're saying mine, if you claim it as yours, then you claim it to be a corporation, now you're obligated. You can actually send it back to them, but I suggest because they deal with color law, because they're organized criminals. So you always respond to them with legal processes. So I suggest if you're willing to go that way, that you write to them rescission to that, and that you reserve all your rights as a natural person, and that the judge and the courts are bound to uphold the Constitution and not some foreign jurisdiction. However, if there is an obligation or some criminal act that took place, I'm waiting for my indictment papers, which I have not received yet, for whatever claims may be made by some persons claiming being party to the matter. And after 10 days, if I don't receive them, I'll consider this null and void, as you should too, etc., and put that in the mail and certified. And then if they act on it, now you can sue them. But try to keep things in paper. Limit your conversations with them. But understand that a traffic ticket is a suit. And due to the fact that it's a suit, and they're claiming or threatening your liberties and specific performance on your part and finance from you, then you have a right to a trial by jury, anything over $20. So demand it. And then ask them, say, if you proceed with this matter, I do not waive my rights at any time under any conditions, and command the judge of this court at all times to uphold his or her constitutional obligation, i.e., whatever, forward you a copy of the oath, all that stuff.
For the record.
For the record. You understand what I'm saying? And I preserve all my rights, and I command that you preserve my rights and protect me from any callable procedures. And anything to the contrary, you will be held responsible as an individual to your subordinates, means they're all officers of the courts. Now, what you're doing is you're setting them up for suits by writing like this. And it does not really have to be deep and long, just holding to the principles. And if they proceed against you and cause injury, sue them and put liens on them. And any time that they hold you up, if they hold you, write them a bill for your time, the same way the Bar Association does. And if they don't pay it, you put a lien against them and sue them. I'm serious. Just like they do to you. And start coursing them every time they mess with you. And make arbitrary bills just like they do. Because their rights as a private corporation do not supersede the rights of the people. And under color of law, they're denying you due process. Therefore, those tickets are still not prosecutable. And for them to proceed on them is a deliberate tort on their part. Under color of law, Title 18, United States law. So Title 18, you'll know, but I'm just saying Title 18, when you go to the law library, look up Title 18. They'll try to trick you with Title 42 because they deal with a lot of culpable things under Title 42, but that comes on the 14th Amendment person. So be careful how you deal with that. You understand what I'm saying? So when you go to court for a ticket, understand that they're suing you and command due process. And they start saying, well, brother, you know, what you was doing, you see, you parked this too close to the wall right there, you know, and so we gave you a ticket for that way. So, oh, I don't have any indictment papers. Who's the injured party? Well, you can't go. Yes, I don't waive any of my rights. Due process. And look around, and they say, well, what are you looking for? I'm looking for a jury of my own national peers. Is anybody here got nationality cards? Because if anybody ain't got no nationality cards, they don't have no authority to execute the United States law. See how simple that is? But you need to say it. But you need to know it to say it. But I'm saying, but you need to say it. But Moors know it and don't say it. and say, oh, I want to copy the transcripts. Well, traffic court don't have transcripts. Oh, so you're denying due process. Oh, y'all really trying to hurt me here. I mean, do you see how? What I'm saying to you, I'm revealing concepts. If you understand concepts, you understand the law. It's really simple. You must understand what birthright is. What I'm talking is birthright. Governments are in place to preserve your birthrights, not to abridge them. They don't give them. They preserve them. And when they don't, they're criminals. That's why they ask you to, cheese sandwiches on Thursdays. It's not right. Do you understand? I said, no, not really. Can you explain that? Well, the statute says that this, that, and that. So, oh. Which section of the Constitution is that in? Would you take your oath on something else that I don't know about? Because I don't see that part in the Constitution. Because all other rights revert back to the people. And I reserve mine, and I'm just coming up with stuff that I ain't never heard of this stuff. You get the point? Then he gets pissed. See, but you got to know what you're doing. Simply know the Constitution. That's why Drew Ali say enforce the Constitution, because that's how they're bridging you. By getting you on subject matters that have nothing to do with where they have any jurisdictional authority whatsoever. Islam. No, they do know. You don't know. What is it that our people don't know? The truth about their nationality and their birthrights. Therefore, they don't recognize the relationship of due process of law.